Welcome back, everybody, to Nerds, Geeks, and Gamers. Today, as always, with me, I have Ramon.
Hey, guys.
Raul.
Howdy.
And Carlos.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Sylvia. Hey, during this recording, Sylvia, just remember, we're the same person, okay?
Oh, you and I are the same person?
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
We're the same person.
Yes.
Hey, Raul, that's pretty awkward, Raul.
Today, though, we will be talking about The Substance, which is a 2024 horror film, sci-fi film, I believe it is. But as always, before we kind of get started with the movie, we always like to talk about what we have been watching. So, Carlos, why don't you start us off, since obviously we're one at this point?
Before I start, I do want to ask you something, Sylvia.
Yeah.
After this Sunday, what do you think is Drake's next move? What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I think Kendrick kind of knew how much money he's going to have to pay for saying what he said. And I think Drake knows he's not going to be able to do much after that now.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, have any of you gone jean shopping for some...
I don't like those jeans.
You do not?
No, I'm still the person that wears skinny jeans. I do not like flared jeans.
So funny story, like my whole high school, like 2000 or maybe like 2000 or 2010, like I wore nothing but like bootcut jeans. So I feel like I wore flares for
and
like 10 years.
Cowboy boots?
No, not cowboy boots, just
a nice flare.
Bootcut jeans. Yeah, nice
with lugs.
There is a difference between like bootcut and flare, right? But if you want to look fancy with your flares, then do your thing, boy. Do your thing. No, it's funny.
How would you know, Ramon?
Because we sell them at the store, and you can come, and I'd be like, why do you want them? Do you want them enough for a boot or enough for a giant foot? And, whatever you want to hide.
That's for my clown shoes.
Yeah. Oh, dude, can you imagine? I'd be so prepared for that. I even had ones with rhinestones on the side, so. Fancy clown.
Carlos, my era was those high-waisted pants, and then it was the leggings with shorts on top. That was my era.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Of high school. So no flares for me. Still no flares.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, as far as things that I've been watching, I mean, I'm still gonna brag because tonight, Thursday, we're recording and new episode of Severance drops, and man, though, this show every week just leaves you when it's like, oh my god, I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen. And somehow they play with your expectations and they deliver something else, and then that ends up being great. And then the episode ends, and now you're like, okay, now I can't wait to see what happens next week. So like, dude, as soon as we're done recording, like I'm immediately going to watch Severance because I just freaking love that show. So I'm going to continue to talk about that. Invincible came back, and for somebody that just did not like the last season, I just thought it was like I just didn't like it.
Really?
Enjoy it. Yeah, a lot of people were hating on it, and I understand why, and I feel like I'm one of those people. But this new season, I'm 4 episodes so far, and they're all been so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I actually love a lot of what's happening. I think it's actually moving forward. So it's just actually like I'm back. I think this season's gonna be like people are gonna be back to talking about Invincible, and if you guys watch it, so if you get on board, maybe there'll actually be enough material to talk about. But that show I've been watching, and then the last thing that I've been doing a lot with my time is just playing a lot of Zelda Skyward Sword because I'm trying to finish it. Like I'm done with this game. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to like express my frustration with it. Like I just want to be done with it. I think if I just can do another like 10 hours, like I will be done with it. So I expect the next time that we record, I will have roll credits on it, and then I can tell you guys about like maybe my pros and cons about it. But right now I'm just like I just have like the finish line, and I'm like running towards it, and I just want to finish it. And I don't know if that says that I'm enjoying the game or not, but I just want to get it done. And that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah. You don't want to get Sims 2? The Legacy version came out.
What about the Hello Kitty Island? Nobody's talking about it from this year.
You need to get it. You need to get it and let us know.
I mean, I trust me. I made a deal where that might come into my life soon. But yeah,
you have a daughter. You can get away with it. We're not going to question you.
Definitely. That might be the.
It's okay that you like Hello Kitty. No judgment.
Ramon does too, technically.
Hey, not quite yet, but I'll go with that and I'll try it out first if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's like you're watching Adventure Time, but you're not watching it. Your daughter is.
Yeah, like Hello Kitty Island. Let's go. I don't even know that's how the theme song goes, but
I don't even know if there's a theme song.
Is there
You know-
a theme song
you know the-
to it?
You know, the creator of Hello Kitty like came out and said that Hello Kitty's not a kitty. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
I
a
think
girl.
it's an
It's a
actual
girl.
like little girl. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
freaking like how? But anyways,
I mean,
Interesting.
He created it
is-
because his daughter was sick, right?
I
think
don't
so.
recall.
I think
Think
his
so.
daughter had cancer and he was trying to create something for her. I
Yeah.
think. No one
Yeah.
quote me on that.
No, I'm
but
quoting
it's
it.
good enough
Oh,
guess. It's good enough guess. I'd agree.
We're gonna clip this and put it online everywhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's false. I'd give you the point.
We'll quote us both then.
There you go.
I get facts wrong all the time.
Yeah.
Then they're not really facts.
Yeah, they're not.
All right, moving forward, Raul, what have you been watching?
Wait, who?
You.
Oh, okay. I've been putting down more things as I remember. So Invincible, I've been watching that, and I liked it. But I did like the last season, but it was different than the other ones. But this is a little bit more to what the show had been, besides last season. So, but yeah, like I like it. So I've been watching JJK with my son, and we just finished the Hidden Inventory,
Ooh.
and I don't know if we're gonna get into Shibuya. So like. I don't know. I still gotta figure that out. Solo Leveling, watching it every week, and it's cool. Kind of going back to it because I read the manhwa and then seeing how they're animating everything. It's all pretty good to what the manhwa was, but I'm liking it. So I do watch. I've been watching Free Ren finally. I kept hearing about it. It's an anime. And they kept saying it's such a good story and all that stuff. So like I finally found it on Crunchyroll and I watched it all. It is a really good anime. Like animation and like action is fine, but like the story, it's really good story, and I don't know, it just makes you feel good.
Can you tell me about
Watching
it? What is Free Rent about?
So Free Ren is there's an elf. Her name is Free Ren. And
not free rent, like as in you're getting like
Free
you're not
rent.
paying for rent. Okay,
No,
I know
free
exactly
rent.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But for anyone that doesn't, there's an elf, and it's kind of like a fantasy world with magic and all that stuff. And then since elves live so much longer, she was part of the party that defeated the Demon King, and then the whole show is kind of her like going around and collecting new people, and then doing a lot of flashbacks and reliving like past memories by going to different places that she went to when she was in that adventuring party. But it's a great story. I really really liked it, and then now I'm sad that I finished it. Well, whatever was out, but there's gonna be more, I'm guessing, because it's not like it concluded. And then I really like this show. It's a live action show. It's a normal show, The Rookie. So whenever it's on, I watch that. But I finally decided to try to finish Ozark, but it had been so long since I saw the first season that I just started from the beginning. So I've been watching that.
That's a great show.
Nice.
Great show.
Yeah, I might watch that anime one. Like now that you're watching it and you're recommending it, like I might check it out.
Yeah, it's a great story. The everything's good in it. Like action's good, animation's good. But yeah, that story that's and the characters is really what captures you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
Yeah. So
wait. And I finally downloaded Baldur's Gate, so I'm gonna start playing that.
Oh dang!
Oh
Okay.
my god!
Yeah.
You just ruined what I was gonna do next time we recorded. Damn it! Okay.
Play Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I actually do want to play Baldur's Gate as well, Ro. And I was gonna
Imagine
make
a
this
campaign with the four of us, though.
Let's do it.
Well, dude, I was gonna make a whole thing about it. I was gonna like put a ring on it and say like, "Will you Baldur's Gate with me?" But now that I know that, once I finish Zelda, man, I'm gonna buy it and then we're gonna do this.
Okay.
Right.
Wait, you never played it?
I've never played it, but I want to play it.
Well, I haven't started playing it. Like I created a character a couple times.
Does it look like you?
Yeah.
Huh?
Does it look like you?
No.
Is it a woman?
Well, I
Is it an orc or an orc?
I helped Sylvia create a couple of characters randomly. but then
I like.
never played more than just the opening radio thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes like I go with like being a woman if like depending like if the male like I'm like this is just not working.
You're more
for me.
attracted to the men.
I mean, I'll explain it too because I asked that question for a reason. I'm the same way too. Like on Diablo, like probably 3 of my 4 profiles were all women, and again,
I think mine was a woman too.
But it wasn't like a weird thing. It's just like I think it comes from like for me playing Fortnite, and I know like almost 40 like playing Fortnite, whatever. Still, like it's all about those like petite figures that at least with the like the hitboxes, it makes a difference a little bit. Like I hope my suckiness a little bit more, like not to suck. So,
I love what I'm saying?
So
I think it was like that too, man. Like the female body was a little bit more, where it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
You guys are trying so
Fortnite
hard.
does make sense. It does make sense on Fortnite though, based off of that explanation.
I mean, I am that was the real reason too. Mm-hmm. But then I did in Diablo though. I did make someone that looked like my wife, and she did not like it. She did not appreciate that I made her a mage because she was like, "What? Like why?"
I never thought about that. Making like something somebody that's not you.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Somebody I used to know.
That too. Somebody.
Oh, cool.
All right, Ramon, what have you been watching?
The baby cam, because I'm alert. I'm kidding. No, I mean I'm still don't have too much time to watch stuff lately, so it's kind of been like surprising the things that I do get to watch. Like, the nights that I do get to be home a little early. I've been watching a lot of survival shows with my wife, and the reason why we like this, we were particularly right now we're watching Alone, Netflix show. Mm-hmm. Now we're watching the Australian one. I like that show better. It seems more legit, less scripted, less like super highly productive, like highly produced. I mean, compared to like other shows that are out there, they're also about survival. That you could tell that the like camera crews all around them, like almost 24/7. It doesn't even feel like doesn't feel right. But Alone is one of those that I'm actually constantly shocked about, like the stuff that they do to like survive there for like days. So right now we get to watch a lot of people like catching animals and eating them, and that's always fun. And it kind of makes you, huh?
Are you gonna watch the new season of Survivor?
I don't see. I've never been into Survivor, so that's a weird part. I don't know what it is. Like I said, Alone, if you watch it, is just the idea of like, is this one person? I mean, multiple people, but in a different like distances away from each other, and they're just surviving for as long as they can. And a lot of it is just like all about watching their story and their own like resourcefulness. Because sometimes you get people that really aren't like super experts in survival, and then some people that do legitimate crazy ass things where they're making their own fishing rods. Like I'm talking about like freaking reels and everything, like all this stuff. And I don't know, it's just always fun to watch. But anyways, that's been like the majority of it. I did start watching Solo Leveling again. I've been loving it. Just because like last time too, I just didn't have high hopes for it, and just because I already watched enough shows that I have to do with a guy who, gets better, stronger, and just ends up being cool. And, but yeah, I still enjoy the concept of it. I think the mystery is still like who he is and why he's the player and what's all behind it. And I know, Raul, you would know the best, but it's like, I mean, I don't even know what there is to come still. But just even where I'm at the show, like caught up, it's pretty fun. It's pretty like the stuff that's been going on, just new love interests sort of happening with that, the blonde girl and all this stuff. And I don't know, it's just, again, enjoyable. I still think it's funny that he went from being like a scrawny little dude and now everybody's like, who are you? Like, especially his sister, because that's kind of a weird like little situation every time that she questions it, right? Like, what changed with you? And but anyways,
wait, real quick, have you seen any of the videos where they like make fun of his relationship with his sister?
No, but I don't.
Okay, never mind.
Yep, pretty bad.
Never mind.
Yep, pretty bad.
I watched some of the Solo Level, like some of the first episodes. I think I stopped where like the girl does like smell him, and then it ends. So that's where I'm at.
And then there, and you just let your imagination run wild.
It's great though. Like, yeah, they're not like every episode is like high budget action.
Yeah. It looks awesome.
And come on, he became a necromancer now, so it's even more entertaining. So like that, yeah.
Sylvia, now it's your turn to tell us what you've been doing.
Yeah, not much. I wanted to watch Tim Allen's new sitcom that he had, so I did watch, I think, an episode or two of Shifting Gears.
Oh, any good?
It's all right. It's different than some of his other ones, because he used to do Home Improvement and then whatever the other one was.
Yeah.
He was
talking about Tim Allen.
Yeah.
I
He
know
was
what
like
you're
a-
talking about.
Yeah, he was like a happy dad in those two, and his kids really loved him. This one's very different. It's like she doesn't like him. The wife died. He has grandchildren. His daughter isn't, or she is married, but she's about to get a divorce. It's like very different from what he normally plays. So.
I'm sure we've talked about this because I do remember this conversation. But you know, he's from Michigan, right? Tim Allen. And then he got caught.
And then I told you that I know the cops that are.
Yeah, that's right. Because he got
crazy.
caught selling, distributing cocaine, and then he snitched, and he went to prison, and it's insane. Just thought of how famous, popular. I mean, he's still today.
He is now.
Still my favorite Santa Claus. So
he's Buzz Lightyear.
Take cocaine and all, make it snow.
Those I grew up on Home Improvement. Like,
I loved that show.
That show was awesome.
Fun fact: that's the only American show that was in English in Poland back when I was still in Poland. So that's the only thing I watched.
Oh, really?
That and
that's
The
a
Nanny,
good show to
those
watch.
two.
Oh,
And The
no,
Nanny.
not The
Those were
Nanny.
the two.
I love
sure
Nanny
Friends
though.
was
Friends,
too, right?
Yeah.
I love Fran.
I don't like Friends either.
Why? What's wrong with it?
I just can't, like, her voice, and then just her laugh and the type of comedy. I couldn't.
Who are you talking about?
With Fran Fresher
Nanny.
from The Nanny.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was like something appealing about it. I don't even remember what, but I just love watching this show. Like,
I hated
something
it.
about it. Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
what is that movie with Tim Allen with like Star Trek, but it's
Galaxy Quest.
Have you
Galaxy
seen Galaxy Quest, Sylvia?
Amazing.
Dude, we should
Cult
watch
classic.
it.
Cult
Galaxy
classic.
Quest. Freaking
Next
rocks.
episode, Galaxy Quest.
I should say
It
cult
rocks,
classic,
man.
not amazing.
I don't even know what it's about.
Yeah.
And then the fandom documentary on Galaxy Quest.
Oh yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Too.
The Screen Junkies one.
The 2-parter. Yep.
Other than that, I'm still watching High Potential,
nice.
just kind of as it comes. And then I started watching Sweet Magnolias because the new season came out, and then The Recruit because the new season came out as well.
Nice.
Damn, yeah.
But you said Magnolias reminded me, Carlos, the new White Lotus is coming out too. New season.
Oh yeah.
That's a great show too.
Cobra Kai comes out this weekend too.
Hell yeah. I need to finish that thing. I need to see what Kreese does with his butter knife.
Oh yeah.
Especially how he's so menacing when he's like, I'm gonna cut him up. Dude, no.
I didn't realize Cobra Kai was doing like the whole Attack on Titan thing, like final like part 1, part 2, and part 3. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Final the end. Part 1.
Carlos, you missed my fun fact. So the kid or Jack and the girl that's the rich sensei's daughter, they're either engaged or married.
Yes, I saw that today on TikTok.
Wait, Sam and who?
Yeah.
Robbie and Sam are
really
actually together.
Yeah.
Dude, just an hour before
like in
this
real
recording,
life.
I found out that.
No, I just found out like 10 minutes before recording.
That's crazy.
And then Tori and Hawk are dating in real life.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cute. That's cute with Robbie and Sam, though.
Does Robbie know that
they
Sam
started
sucks?
together.
Oh my god.
Not the person, just the character.
The character.
I didn't.
She can be annoying.
I didn't appreciate she went to talk to that guy on the beach, the freaking champion from that art.
The German dude
who does
or,
that?
or Scandinavian, or
whatever
wherever
he
he's
was.
from. Yeah,
he's just like, I have a boyfriend, but I'm just here, just checking on you. How are you? How's your heart? How's your soul?
They didn't beat him, right? Because that dude can fight. That dude looks like he can.
No, but he's about to like help him out.
So he's done like season 1.
Oh
no! I'm out where Tori comes in. I'm in season 2, episode 8. Exactly.
Dude.
Nice.
Yeah, Sylvia, you leading the charge. We could talk about like Cobra Kai, be hard, but yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Takes dedication, but I love that show.
Yeah, I'm slowly but surely going through
I can
it.
talk about Sholog.
Yeah.
Do you see my Blue Beetle bucket?
Yeah.
Because when I watch all of you, Ramon just like came in. And, like we talked about like the newest season, and I kind of touched on like the past seasons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm slowly but surely making my way through it. I just take breaks every so often when new seasons of different things come out. But it's a good show.
Hard.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Like nobody expected it, and it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And the new Karate Kid is coming out with
Jackie
him.
Chan and
Jackie Chan and
Ralph.
Machio.
That'll be interesting how they do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
talking about it. So every time that we talk about freaking Cobra Kai, I have to remind people that in Karate Kid that it's. I always thought Danny was kind of the bully, like the bad guy, because like he comes like like privileged. I know he like lost his dad or whatever, but he's the one that starts all the crap in that freaking high school. Like he took Johnny's girlfriend and he's like over here instigating everything, but then he's like, ooh, like I don't know karate, so I'm the victim, and then no, in reality,
Have you seen How I Met Your Mother?
No, surprisingly, no.
So like that's one of the big jokes where like Barney's always defending Johnny. Like, saying like how Johnny was like cheated out and all this. So it's like it became a thing. Where like even Johnny, like the actor, like shows up in a few of the seasons. I think he's at his wedding at the end. But anyways, I think that's also like that show's responsible for us getting like Karate Kid, because that's the whole idea. Like the idea that like Johnny Cobra Kai, Johnny was right. So it's just funny. You should watch.
And that's what makes Cobra Kai even more funny. That it's just you're living a lot more of it through Johnny, and I think Johnny's just the more funny guy.
No, it was funny because like when they had Elisabeth Shue like actually on the show, and then. Even though this is not the Cobra Kai episode, at some point we're gonna go. But I thought it was funny how, like, right in the beginning, like when he's telling somebody like his point of view of like what happened, he's exactly explaining that Danny was the one that bullied him and stole his girlfriend and did all this stuff and ruined Halloween and.
Well, like Johnny, like some of the stuff, like in the last season, like with how he struggles with technology, like I believe it. Like I believe that there's somebody out there that could struggle like that or have that belief in that.
I've experienced it at work.
Me too. Today, actually. I had the sweetest old lady come in, like an elder lady. She was so nice, but she didn't even. She didn't know how to turn on the computer. She didn't know how to get into her Gmail. She didn't know how to print a paper. She was so sweet and so nice, and I was trying to help her out, but then it's like I'm hovering on top of her, typing everything out for her too.
That's not good because like sucks when that happens.
You just don't know technology, and it's like, well, I mean, nowadays almost everything's digital, so it sucks.
She was so nice. She kept saying she needs to get a computer so she doesn't have to ask me continuously to get in. I'm like, no, it's okay. You're very nice, but
so
sweet.
You're too of an angel. They're gonna work that place.
I am absolutely not an angel, especially not at work.
At work, I said at work.
Yeah, not.
Oh yeah, not at work. Definitely not at work.
Yeah, not at work. I very much am very over people.
Just two older ladies, you're an angel.
If someone's nice,
a cute older lady,
and appreciative, it's fine. But if you're coming at 100 to me, I'm gonna give you 100 back. I'm sorry.
And that's why I don't talk about you outside of this podcast.
Nope, he doesn't. I'm always like, Carlos, let's talk about Sylvia. And he's like, no.
She'll hear us.
He's like, she's gonna hear, and then she's gonna come here, and then she's gonna beat me up.
I know my place. Yeah. I don't need to.
Moving on to the substance, though.
Oh my goodness!
I'm sure,
and it's such a good movie that we wasted so much time not speaking about.
I feel like there's so much to talk about too.
Yeah.
Too bad we have 10 minutes. Go.
Yeah, that's all we have. 30-minute episode. It's. I want to hear what you guys think of it because I have a very specific thought that I think once I say it, you might agree with me or you might hate what I have to say.
Okay.
I mean,
but I want to hear everyone else's thoughts first.
So I'll say, in the beginning, I kind of off the bat, I got kind of Requiem of a Dream vibes, especially because of the camera work and especially with Dennis Quaid and kind of what they were doing, especially when she took the substance the first time, and the different views and the camera angles. Like I really liked the way that the way that they did it, and the fact that they like really try to mess with you with what they did with the camera. So I thought that was really cool way to do it. But I'll say that was kind of my first impression with that, besides all the nudity, obviously.
I mean, it's funny too because like you start watching it and you know there's something different about it, and I think that's what I appreciate. Like you were saying, like the stylized manner that it's filmed is kind of great, because you're not gonna watch like a horror movie per se, unless it's like a really like stylized horror movie, or like like a serious like thriller. Like that they're messing with you the whole time, because like it's very like commercially at some points, especially when it is Sue. Like it's a lot of the kind of the feel of the movie is very like happy, like sexy, like very like tempting. But when it's the me, like obviously that's kind of the scarier, darker side. But even in the beginning, like seeing anything from like the cars that were from the 70s and then all the modern cars, and I kept on being like, why does everything kind of feel like it's just going back and forth in time, or I'm like confused in it? But then you realize that it's kind of merging like the two worlds of like her old self, where she was like popular, or like during the 70s, 80s, whatever it was, and then now the modern self was obviously she can't hang anymore, so hence why Sue comes in. But no, like even just the initial, like I said, introduction of the movie was kind of great. It's just, it got me excited right from the beginning, without even knowing like the whole point of it too.
Yeah, because the whole technology thing in the beginning, I thought this movie was like in the 70s, 80s, and then clearly later on when you see the cell phones, you're like, well, no, that can't be the thing. But I think we're just maybe like in a different earth, like another reality, because in the beginning, Ramon, I did mention to you how when you have that shot of her handprints, and you kind of like see it from above, and you see like all the seasons pass, like we're led to believe this is possibly California, but it does snow. And one of the things that doesn't happen in California, it doesn't snow. So I think it's just one of these things where like we're not really on our Earth. We're somewhere else, like on a different Earth, where it's just like it's a little bit different and things are a little bit like quirky. And obviously, you can have something like The Substance, where we'll talk about like what it does to you. But like that shit, that this movie, I think it's just like done so well, man. Like completely blew me out of the water. I think it was my second most favorite movie of the year last year.
Yeah,
nah, it should have been my first, to be honest.
I mean, and then just the whole idea that I got caught off guard, because again, one of those movies that you guys or whoever said watch it without knowing anything, and just the progression of it, and then ultimately like the third act where you just didn't even expect that, kind of blew my mind. So just like things like that were just absolutely like a nice delight for me. I don't know. It's a great movie.
Well, yeah, because even until I think the last time that we recorded, when you mentioned that it was the same person, I was like, what? Because all I saw was like clips and stuff like that from like the trailer and stuff, but I never saw the movie. And then I thought it was just two separate people, and that maybe they were competing for like being the star, and it was kind of like the old one and then the young one kind of thing. But I would, until you guys said that was the same person, then that was really the first anything that I knew about the movie.
Like I didn't know how the transformation was gonna work. This whole like going from older to younger, and like never would I have guessed like it's like that. And my biggest complaint of this whole movie was like, dude, if you know you're going through this transformation thing like every 7 days, why don't you guys like put like a blank, like inflatable like bed, like something comfortable? Why do you guys keep like
falling?
Like like what is this thing about just leaving like themselves on the floor? Like that bothered me so much. This idea of like put a blanket, make it comfortable. Like come on, like treat yourself like you're real.
That one scene where she was pulling Demi. Sue was pulling. I was just like, the carpet burn right there, the floor burn, the tile burn. She was just. And
you heard the squeaking too.
Yeah.
Pushing the tile, and and then with the stitched up back too, spine.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was the first time, so it was.
I did not expect that transformation at all. I didn't think she was just going to come out of her like that.
No, me neither. Well, what is your hot take on it? Like, I wanna know what it is.
Mine, I didn't like it, to be honest.
Okay, you didn't like the movie?
It was. I thought it was an hour too long.
Okay,
and this to me. And this is what I was referring to. To me, it just seemed like an episode that could have been on Black Mirror. And they could have made it shorter by an hour and just put it in Black Mirror, and I think I would have loved it. I think it being almost 2.5 hours was just too much. There was so many filler moments to me that I know that they were doing the cinematic and all of that, but it was just too much filler for me. I started getting bored around like the 45-hour mark, and then I just couldn't get myself back into it afterwards.
Oh wow,
dang!
No, no, damn. Like I know it's been like nominated for a few Oscars. I don't know if like it'll win or not. Especially like if it's, I think Best Picture might even be a nomination. I don't know if it'll win. Honestly, I don't know who the front runner is. But yeah, like no, this movie honestly, it's like I just came off watching The Substance and Nosferatu not too long ago.
You saw it?
Yeah.
I want to see Nosferatu.
Yeah, and my only take that I grab from these movies, like, I have no idea how they make this stuff. Like, I watch these movies, like all the angles, all the shots, and I'm like, I have no like movie. Truly, to me, is like magic. Like, if you just told me this is all done with magic, like I believe it. Cause I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how people can get so creative. I don't understand how people can like come up with this idea or like needle drops. And this is like, I have no idea like anything about this industry. And like, I don't know. That's why I think I kind of like The Substance, just because like. I was just so impressed by it because I think even the director, this might have been like her second film. I think it's a French woman director. So it's just kind of one of those things where like, how in your second movie do you like create something like this? Even like the movie, even if you didn't enjoy the movie, I think you can appreciate like some of the shots and some of the like stuff they did was just insane. It's crazy.
Well, I will say for the runtime, the one thing that I did notice that kind of goes along with the runtime is that I think what part of the reason why they did do it so long is to kind of elongate the escalation of the issue that it was, because it, like that first week it was just like clips kind of going faster, but then you kind of saw the time that each one of them was each person was kind of being elongated and kind of a little bit more monotonous, and I think the whole point of them making it this long was to kind of see the escalation between each one trying to be that person longer, or kind of the struggle between them trying to be like the one for as long as possible before that to switch back.
I mean, yeah, we talked about this before, how like making a movie longer than 2 hours is kind of really off-putting for some people, and I get it. Not everybody's movie watchers. Not everyone can watch movies like full on, like the 220 hours. And now obviously with the daughter or baby, it's like kind of hard sometimes. Like, right, I have to watch it in pieces. Like Carlos, you always used to tell me, I'm like, how do you do that? And unless I'm watching it like right now, or like, you know, late at night, middle of the night when everyone's asleep, like it's definitely a different experience. But I watched it 3 times total. And even on my third time that I was watching it more broken up, I like the length, but it's because, again, like you're thinking about it, like, I mean, you should like be thinking about it like different acts, because like I said, just like Raul, you had a point about the transformation, right? Like they just have the beginning where it's all about Demi, like how she came to be, how she was like rose up to like popularity, like fame, and like
she won an Oscar, they said.
Yeah, for like what is it, like some random
King Kong
movie
or something.
Yeah, King Kong, yeah. You know how she mattered, and then she went to like not mattering, and Dennis Quaid did an amazing job at playing this freaking, you know, creep, sexist, fucking chauvinistic asshole. But you know, then it goes from like her being kind of broken down and being like helpless and needing this like transformation to happen and all this, and then you know the next part was about Sue, and then her rise to that and kind of the appeal, and then, you know, obviously like as the movie progresses, it becomes like darker and darker, because then the Mies part becomes more grotesque, right? Like the kind of more withered she becomes, the more like Wuthering Heights she becomes, where she's like has all this like rotting food around her, like she's consuming all this crazy shit, and Sue's having like the time of her life, and it's, you know, and again, and then the very last part, without jumping all the way to the end, you get this completely unexpected like freak movie like moment from like, you know, a freaking 80s movie, 90s movie, where it's just like ridiculous, it's obnoxious, like, you know, it's not meant to be serious, it's not meant to be like I don't know, especially with that ending, Sylvia, I know what you mean, because it was like whatever 1 hour 30, 1 hour 40 minutes. I was like, how much more can they do? Like, I already saw the conflict, I already saw the struggle, I kind of see where it's going. Like, you know, Demi's gonna die, like falling apart, like, you know, whatever, right? But the ending, like, I mean, the last part, I did not expect at all. So to me, that was kind of what saved it. And I was like, whoa, like, this is grotesque, it's weird, it's blood splatter everywhere. It's just, I don't know. It was fun. It's just, it redeemed itself for that reason. And I think unless you have that, like, I don't know, I guess journey, it just doesn't follow the same. Doesn't mean it's not, like, long. It's just, you know.
Yeah.
I think I would have probably liked it more if I watched it like you did in parts.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like all in one, where I have to take in all of that information.
Yeah.
Just at one go.
It took a while to finish it the first time. I was like, oh, this is going on forever.
Yeah, there's some movies like, you know, one of my favorite movies that came out recently was like Blade Runner 2049, and like I love that movie.
That's another one.
And like, you know, if you told me to watch it, it's a struggle because it is like 2 hours and 45 minutes, and it's like, damn, like how do I watch a movie that I truly love and admire every like aspect of it, but it's just like it's so long. But yeah, so like I get that complaint, and I kind of sometimes when I'm in the movie theater, it makes it a little bit easier because then at that point, like, I can't get distracted by going and get a snack. I can't just like be like hit pause. So like sometimes I do like seeing these long
movies that really get my attention like in the movie theater, because then like I come out even loving it even more. When I watch it at home, I do get distracted a bit more, and thankfully with this one, because I do remember I wasn't feeling well. I remember taking some NyQuil and being like, I'll watch an hour of this. There's no way in hell that we'll finish it, and then I'll finish it the next day. And by some miracle, the movie just captivated us, and like I ended up watching the whole thing. But yeah, like I don't know, so but like I can't say.
Next time I'll take a swig of NyQuil too, and then I'll see if it's better.
Everything's better under the influence.
I think, I mean, honestly, like I love you for saying like you didn't like it, because like I know there's always like I always like to see those like perspectives from people that like don't like something, because I do want to like understand you, and like yeah, like Lane's definitely a problem, and like obviously, you know, I want to hear more of your opinion, because this movie does deal a lot with like, you know, like a woman that's 18 and then she feels like she has to go back to like looking younger so that she gets this attention that she's been, you know, not like hasn't gotten in the last couple of years. Even though I think when the movie starts, Demi Moore looks amazing, you know, even at the age that they're portraying her, which is like 50. Even when like those shower scenes, I'm like, dude, she looks like phenomenal, like great, like amazing. Like I understand why Ashton Kutcher married this woman, even though it didn't last very long.
Yeah, but she was also younger.
Yeah, she was like 43.
I was confused on the part of, do they know what the other person is even doing? Because when she was walking out, she was like, "Oh, you ate all this food. Why would you eat all?" It's like they weren't one.
I was so confused with that too. Like Ramon, you'll educate me and Sylvia, but Sylvia, I was right there. I was like, I'm like, do they share memories? Like I was so confused. I'm like, do they share? Is there like? And there is, I know there is, because that's how the Demi Moore's character gets addicted to this whole like keeps going back.
But
like,
see, that doesn't make sense to me.
Clear. Yeah,
because she doesn't remember people complimenting her or wanting to be around her or anything. But she's still going back to this younger version. But she doesn't feel any of that.
Yeah, so
I think they did a bad job portraying that. Ramon explained it to us.
Well, no, I mean, there's no explaining other than my speculation. I thought they were like the same idea of like, you know, you're both one. Until this last time that I watched it, like today, that it really was like, there's no way they're the one, because that very last scene, or not the very last scene, but that scene when she's like exterminating her and she wakes up, there's two consciousnesses in there. There's not like a mended consciousness. It's not like all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, what? I'm looking at a mirror. There's no mirror. It's like two different people. Right. And then obviously it kind of has to do with that whole, like, once you execute the one, the other one is still someone else. Like, I don't know why it was hard in the beginning. I think that the movie is meant to make it more ambiguous and make you like wonder. And because like one of the biggest catchphrases is like, you are one. But I think the crazy part is that you're not one. And I think that's probably like why this like technology has to be hidden. Because you imagine like if that technology was real, wouldn't you want to like capitalize it? Like, wouldn't you want to like sell it to everyone else? Like all the rich people and all this stuff. It would be like freaking like out there, right? Or at least more not in an alley, in a hidden freaking like building and all this stuff, right? So that to me, kind of going back to that idea of like, why is this
kind
of
so like doing a BBL in someone's apartment?
Yeah,
with cement,
right? But I mean, like, yeah, that's what should explain it. That it's like there's something illegal about this thing, that they have to be so secretive about it. So it means that it's not ethical in one way or another. So it's not. It can't be the same person. But obviously, it's derivative of the same person. It's like a clone, and we know that at least there is the perception of like they made you think that you are one, but in reality, you're not. You're just kind of like, oh, this other person that's having this life I want. But yeah, you guys don't have anything to do with each other outside of the same like genes and you know, somewhat close to like appearance. But yeah, no, I think you guys are right. I don't think it's supposed to be the same person at all.
Yeah. I totally got that too, because I think in the beginning that what I got and I didn't get it at first, because I thought that they did share memories, but then I realized that they don't. But I thought it was just a shared consciousness, and then but the memories didn't transfer, but it was like kind of the same person until that she to the point that she tried to terminate her, and then she woke up and it was like, oh, this is completely two separate people. So it's kind of like a clone. At that point, I figured, even though she didn't look like her, but yeah, I think it is kind of meant to kind of like mess with you kind of throughout the whole thing.
Or like Naruto, right? Like the clone jutsu, right? The whole idea that you're like different people. But when you transfuse your blood again at the end, you know how they do the switch and they have to transfuse the blood. Like maybe that there's some part of it that does kind of like connect them again, because there's still that mild connection, right? Like towards the end when you have this final,
and the spinal fluid too.
Yeah, you have this final form towards the end of the movie, and that's a collection of all of her. Yeah, like Sue and Elisabeth, and then you know, so there is something that has had that commonality. So yeah, the spinal fluid, the blood going back into the body. So yeah, I mean, but I don't think it's definitely for sure the same consciousness. I think it's just a clone that gets the memories from time to time, or at least
can I say that I hated that from Naruto, this whole idea that Naruto can do 1,000 of himself, and then
but that's why it
all
works.
come back with the same memory. Like his brain would just like pop.
yeah.
No, but that's the only way that it makes sense, because he's an idiot, and that's the only way that he's able to get stronger is because like he has all these shadow clones. Like that's the one advantage that he has, is that he has so much more chakra. That's the only way he's gonna get better, by having all these shadow clones.
It wouldn't be Naruto if he couldn't do that, because he would never figured it out. He would have never still been trying to do the Rasengan. Like, nope. Been on that waterfall.
No, that's one of my least like problems with Naruto. But no, going back to like the substance, like when she was actually like she's got the package, she's in the bathroom, she's gonna do this thing. Dude, there's so many things that I do, and I have to watch like a YouTube video, and I have to like rewind and like really like pay attention to like what was done. Like if I was making like something that like to cook, like I have to go back so many times. But like this thing like frustrated me when she was doing like the whole process, because I'm like, there was like
no instruction.
But no instruction. But how are you even like? How would I even know what to do?
But there's so many bubbles in the tube.
But I think that's appealing to the Sylvias of the world. They don't need to explain that. I feel like she watched a video or something. I feel like there was more.
No,
but that's what I just felt like. Yes, there was so much complexity. Like, you guys have a point. There was so much complexity. You're like, what the hell? No instructions. But it kind of makes you think there would have been.
But she only had like little index cards, and they were like, step 1, no instruction. Step 2, no instruction. It's like you just had to know what these steps were.
We found out the movie's exaggerated, so it's all right, you know.
It's real life.
And then the Sue, when she came out, she knew that she had to stitch up her back.
Yeah. And
she built too.
And she knew how to stitch people up. Yeah.
Or she built that room in the bathroom,
like
a secret room.
Yes.
I'm like, how? I'm like, there's no way.
Today when I rewatched it, it's like those freaking cutscenes where all of a sudden, like, whatever they're doing, it's done 100%. Dude, like, clean seams, like, freaking, like, attachments, even a vent on the freaking door wall. Like, everything was perfect. Like, it swung like, dude, if I went and did that upstairs with even just the tools, I cannot replicate that, like, perfectly. Or at least not in the night. Like, not how she did it. She freaking did it like in it.
I know.
Where did she get
you saw almost a hole, and then there's a door.
Yo, Pilates celebrity. Where did she get a sledgehammer from? And a fucking saw and a freaking everything, like extra tile. Like, did she go to her freaking superintendent landlord? Hey, I need some of that tile that you opened this freaking like building.
There
with.
Was so much like, extra space there. You wouldn't think that the landlord would utilize it too for something else.
Well, he did. He had a people somewhere in there. Oh, the neighbor did, at least.
Yeah,
the neighbor.
Yeah.
But
the whole time.
But see, I think that kind of brings it to like where it makes it so ridiculous at one point that it's enjoyable, right? I don't think it's meant to be like believable, and I think that's what works for it the best. That you're like, yeah, there's no way we can do this, like freaking Total Recall and having these like access to memories and being in, like, it's kind of the idea where like it's so far fetched that you know it's not real, but then you're kind of like, they make it into a joke a little bit, and then it's just enjoyable because then you're not taking it seriously. And I think that's what works for it. That is just like, you're just watching this and you're like, well, again, then you see Sue freaking like dancing around and doing all this crazy stuff, and you're like, yeah, it's just clearly like a different vibe when she's around than when Demi's there. And you know, it's stylized. So
Sylvia, were you a fan of Margaret Qualley before this movie, or like is this like the first time that she's like kind of like been like, okay, like I recognize her, but I really didn't know her work?
I had no idea who this was until I saw her here.
Yeah, no, I
remember her
neither.
From what, Ramon?
Poor Things. That's it. From the second creature.
She's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, she's the one that Brad Pitt picks up, like the hippie. Yeah. And then the first time I ever saw her was in The Leftovers. But anyways, and she has a show on Netflix called Made. But anyways, I think because of this movie, like I think she's definitely 100% gonna make that leap to like be a star in like more movies. So I hope that we do get to see her more. And her mom's actually the I forget the actress name, but she's in Groundhog Day. She's the one that Bill Murray wants to sleep with, like the one that he actually really, really likes a lot.
Andy McDowell.
Yeah, so that's like her mom. So when I was like watching this movie, I kind of was thinking about like, I wonder if that was kind of weird for the mom, because her mom used to be like at least to me, she was like a big actress, but obviously she aged. She doesn't get those roles that she probably deserved to have gotten because of her age. But like now she has like kind of like a younger clone of herself that's getting this like opportunity. So to me, it's kind of like a little bit crazy to me to think about it. It's like her mom
almost
used to be
like
like
the
this...
substance.
Yeah, like exactly. That's exactly what I don't know if like the mom watching this movie, that's what she was thinking about. But yeah, it's just kind of like interesting. And like if you guys again didn't know that was her mom.
Yeah.
Was anyone else waiting for the moment in the movie where they came back and like it was actually Demi Moore the whole time, or it was actually the young girl the whole time, but she just had a really bad view of herself, and it was just like it was all in her head? Because I was kind of waiting for that moment.
I just don't know why she would have chosen to like follow the same path that she was already had already done. Like she could have done anything with her life with her younger self.
Well, that's trying to
she didn't want to lose
past.
it. Yeah, she didn't want to lose it more so. She didn't want to lose it. But like I don't know. Like then let's touch on that a little bit because like we can talk about like obviously this like Dennis Quaid was amazing, right? Like that whole idea of the sexism, the freaking all that was amazing. Not amazing for what it was, but amazing for kind of how they displayed it, right? Like it was like exaggerated. Like Dennis Quaid just wanted to hate him. Like the scene where he's like kind of firing her like over his lunch, and he's eating all the freaking shrimp, and he's just like dipping them and all this stuff, and like like. It's you want to hate him just because of his beliefs and his attitude towards her and obviously I assume all women, but it's just like I think it makes the movie even better because like you get the exaggerated part of it. I think every time he's down that hallway, it's beautiful. It's like the longest fucking hallway of like despair or like for her it's like welcoming and acceptance in the beginning, and then towards the end it's like kind of too, but then it's delusion because she's on her head, right? But it's like I don't know. I think that hallway and Dennis Quaid just had this like role in particular that just meant to like piss you off and be like, this is kind of like the road that you don't want to run into him on that road. You don't want to see him again. You hate him too, but then as Sue even like you still have to put up with him because she wants to be popular again and she wants to be like
I find it really interesting because how many movies do you have where there's really only 3 characters and it's Elizabeth, Sue, and Dennis Quaid's character, and that's really it. There's like everyone else is pretty much an extra, including the neighbor or the love interest or whoever she's sleeping with or whatever.
Yeah, the guy she brought in.
The guy on the phone. He's the main actor.
The voice,
the voice.
Dude, that was so crazy. Like when she was like hooking up with that one guy, and she's like, "Oh, I need a few like extra hours or whatever," and like you get this shot of him unzipping her, and like all her guts or whatever fall from the back. And that's what it was gonna happen. Because like at this point, I'm like, I don't know what happens if you exceed the time. Like, so I had no idea. Like, I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? So I truly believe.
Or that one time that she was like recording the video or whatever of the show, and then like there's a little bump on her butt, and then she goes to the dressing room and like pulls out the chicken drumstick. You kind of like lose track of like what's supposed to be real and what's...
was that a dream? That was a dream, right? Or was that
kind
real?
of? It was like hallucination type,
like
thing.
Hallucination, but it was happening to her like in her mind because she woke up after that. Remember when she pulled out the chicken leg? Then she woke up and she was already like somewhere else.
Yeah, and there was the chicken right there. That from Demi Moore's Elizabeth.
This movie, like, definitely, I agree with Carlos. Like, I think it's one of my favorite movies. And Carlos, you would know why. Raul, I don't know if you saw it yet, but this is another challenge for us. It reminds me a lot of movie The Sorry to Bother You.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because is because it's that idea of like
that's such a different movie than what you expect it to be.
Exactly. It's something ridiculous already. You know a little bit about it from the trailer. You watch it. You're like, Carlos. I think you were the one that was like, dude, just wait till you watch it. You're gonna hit a moment where you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Well, and I remember watching that movie and like 3 times before the actual moment, I'm like, what? What the hell is this? What you were talking about? And then he's like, nope, not it. Keep watching.
And then all of a sudden, like it doesn't even take a left turn. It takes like a plummet. And then it goes up and then like into a different fucking dimension and shit.
It's like the Twilight Zone. You run like the ride, like you run. You all of a sudden the freaking doors open and you're like in fucking sky high. And you just drop. You're like what?
And Narnia.
But this movie reminds me of that
Yeah.
ridiculousness. But
Well,
it's like a satire for sure, like great
Yeah,
satire.
it has a concept. You either got to go with it, or you don't. And if you don't with it, then you're gonna have a miserable time watching it. If you do, you might find some enjoyment. Like with Sorry to Bother You, if you ever watch it, it's a silly movie to begin with. The whole thing is silly, but it gets to a point where it just goes like from silly to like, what is even like this movie about? Going forward. But
what is this? Like Twilight Zone.
So if I could, so this is one of those things where like if I could pay people to go see that movie and just me watch the movie, like I would. But it's a really good movie for sure.
Yeah,
I was looking it up. Sorry to bother you.
Just don't look up all the
Spoilers.
details for it. Yeah,
you just need to know like the details.
It's within 2 hours, so I might be able to do it.
You could even watch the trailer and you still won't like quite know
what's going on,
everything about it.
Yeah. Because with that one, I thought it was just kind of like talking about like the culture, and then kind of like the code switching,
the white boys.
I thought it was more of like code switching, like in the black community and stuff like that. And then it just becomes so much more, and just. It's weird.
Great. And this movie did that. Like I said, that final part for me was like amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen, it's like a 90s movie. It's called Freaked. And it's a movie about like these people, like, and I think it's either a circus or like a carnival, but there is like a bad guy who keeps turning people into freaks because he wants them to be part of his circus, like as part of his like scenes.
His sideshow.
And the main character is the guy who plays Ted, from Bill and Ted. So not Keanu Reeves, the other guy. Yeah, and then ultimately, like, he basically turns into a freak, and half his face is like this crazy, grotesque, like, like monster looking, bubbly, like all these like freaking like giant pusses, like things full of pus, like right. So again, in this movie, did not expect that. So when that hit to me, that hit a weird, like,
crazy.
That
was insane.
A weird, fascinating spot for me because I love that crap. Because when it's so exaggerated, you're just like, oh my god, this is great. Like, come on, a boob freaking fell out of her eye, not because of the boob part, but just the fact that I did not expect a boob to fall out of her eye. Right? Like, it's just like that kind of stuff, or even just that whole idea of like.
So many unexpected things.
Yeah, her thinking that, like, she cuts out the face from her old portrait, puts it on her. She's like clearly living this moment of being beautiful, and
everyone's clapping.
Yeah. Oh, even when she gets back to the actual stage or the
how
actual,
does she
like,
make it to the stage?
Well, the guy the guy opens the door to the building, and he's like, oh. And he looks at her kind of like, he's about to be like, what the fuck? But no, he's like, you're here. Let's go. And like, he does it, and it's clearly exaggerated, but it's like so great. Like that whole idea of exaggeration is just beautiful to me. Yeah. Not to mention
it was so odd that at the end she felt the most comfortable just to go out, and she was totally fine with it. When before she was she wouldn't go out with that guy because she didn't think that she looked pretty enough versus her new self.
He was so nice.
My heart broke for her. Yeah, he was so sweet. And then Sue obviously thinks that she looks fine, but then this thing came out, that monster, and she was like, yeah, this is great. I love it. And then she just walked out.
Oh, man.
I think that was just the culmination of both of them being like, I want this so bad that, yeah. Oh my god.
It made me so uncomfortable.
The scene where she's curling her one strand of like, and then it starts like burning in the fall. Come on. You gotta love that. In a weird way, seems to me it's like, yeah. I mean, it's practical effects too. Like the freaking when they're spraying the blood all over the theater. Two things I love about that. First of all, any movie where you have like excessive blood splatter and it's not real, it's fun, they're having fun. I hope so, because that's
Tarantino.
Yeah. It has to be traumatizing if you didn't sign up for that. You're like, hey, you're an extra in this movie, but surprise, you're gonna get like blood splattered everywhere. But no, just the idea of like she's like,
you will be Carrie.
but like crazier, right? Because she's like spraying the blood, and then you see the people in the crowd in the audience, and they're like dancing kind of, but it looks like they're running, but they're also like dancing. And just that whole scene at the end was just like a weird, like, I don't know, dance performance. I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah. No, I mean, this whole thing is just like, at least to me, what the movie's trying to say is like, women in Hollywood get mistreated just because of how they look or whatever. Because even like Dennis Quaid has that assistant, and he renames her. Like, I forget what her name was.
Isabel.
He gives like a different name. Yeah, he gives like a different name, and I'm like, what an a-hole, man. And it's just like, in this world, can you not do a lawsuit if somebody's like harassing you? Because obviously that doesn't exist. It's kind of like sucks.
Yeah, but I think part of it too is the way that they're kind of like jumping between like time periods too. because you totally get the 80s vibe, but then you also kind of get like modern times and different things. So I don't know. I did like the movie. I think that I'm really into movies that have a lot of like hidden meanings that you're trying to figure out, like, oh, this is what they're trying to say with this. And especially like when they do it very artistically, or especially with good cinematography, or with good camera work, where they're trying to have like these shots specifically for this, kind of like I said in the beginning, with the different camera angles, and kind of showing it when she's Sue, like when she first arrived, how it's kind of like meant to be her eyes, and different stuff like that. Or anytime that Dennis Quaid kind of came up and had the weird angles, and like the super and different things like that, and just the way that those different angles make you feel in that moment, and how they use that in order to either make you uncomfortable or make you like seem nauseous, or just add to the whole thing.
Dennis Quaid the whole time, man. Like, he's in your face, like this close. When he's eating that shrimp, he's like, like who wants to like realistically see that and be there, you know? It's just like, it's like I got more disgusted by him than I did her, you know?
I mean, you joked about that room where she has to go pick up the medicine or whatever she needs to like, continue the procedure, but it's like, dude, imagine like what in life would get you for somebody to be like, hey, I have the one thing you need, here's the instructions, and you show up and it's like the ghetto, and it's like go through this like what, like, was there anything?
This abandoned warehouse?
Like, I don't, like, somebody could tell me, like, hey, I don't know, like, I just
half opens.
Yeah. Here,
like,
have some tetanus.
I mean, is there anything that you guys like would love, that you would go through that trouble just to be like, okay, this person promised me this thing, and if I do this, like, where I could possibly get kidnapped, murder, or I don't know what's gonna happen to me, but like, I don't know.
I'm more than happy to get kidnapped.
No.
Yeah.
Totally fine with that.
It's like she's a celebrity. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that to me, that's where the movie would have ended. She would have gone there and she would have said like, hell no, and like, no, right back, and then the movie's over. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I so what led to that is kind of a part that I like too. When she got fired, right, and then she was dealing with this whole like, oh, I'm old, they don't want me because I'm old, and she got into that accident that just kind of destroyed her, because that I mean, to me, it was more about like the odds and the luck that this nurse was like one of the recipients of this like treatment. But it's just that whole idea, like she was so defeated during that doctor's thing, because remember the doctor was trying to joke with her or say whatever, or like,
happy birthday.
And like, oh, my wife is a fan, and it's like, oh, what, it's your birthday, and she's just like crushed and already like defeated, and like that's to me in the beginning was like the whole like, oh shit, like this is, she gave up already. And so like that makes sense, but I don't think I have anything that I would totally be down to do all that for. Not looking younger or not being younger.
Especially for the doctor just feeling her back like that, no prompt. He just went in and he started grabbing her back. He's like, oh, you're a good candidate.
Yep.
Have you guys ever gotten conned? With, like, do you guys want to share any like stories where like you guys got conned with something that was like too good to be true? No.
What have you been conned with? I would love to know.
Yeah.
You want to know?
I'm just skeptical about everyone and everything.
I'll say what I got conned with if one day Raul blesses us with his story. So when he used to sell knives door to door.
No, I will say one time I felt so bad when I was living with you, Ramon. There was a guy that came to the door, and he was selling like books on diabetes, and I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I can just look up all this stuff on my phone, and then he was like impressed. I was good with technology. I was like, no, you're gonna do so bad. I am so sorry for you.
Dang. Oh, man. I mean, I just got recently by one of those like energy companies that kind of basically are the middleman through your energy company, and they're like trying to do solar. And so I was like taking care of my baby, super dead asleep, tired, like baby was napping, I'm freaking sleep deprived. People came into my door, to like up to my door, open the door, like half asleep, clears behind me, the freaking like cold air, like, you know, the situation was just bad. Most of it was just because I was half asleep. They just started talking. They're like, dude, ComEd should have told you about this. You got letters, like you should have known, like this. And then when I was like, dude, like, can you come back later? Like, literally, my daughter just fell asleep. I'm sleep deprived. And they're like, no, we have to do this now. It felt almost like he fucking put his foot on my door, but he didn't. But that's how I felt. Like, I felt like the freaking pressure of like, no, like they sent you a mail, like letter. If you didn't get it, that's your fault. You have to like do this now. And I freaking like like stupid, sign this freaking like thing, right? And then the funny part is that my wife, being amazing as she is and weird too, because she was sneaking in through the Ring camera at work.
Yeah.
She was like, what the fuck? She called me. She's like, what's going on? Don't give them any information. I know it's too late, but what the hell? I finished with these guys. Calls me back. She's like, they just scammed you. They did all this. Well, turned out that they were a real like solar energy company, but the whole point is that solar energy is so expensive that they literally got me in that way. And so right away I went back and I fucking rescinded that whole thing. I called both like companies. I'm like, hey, your guys just fucking harassed me. Didn't let me shut the door. Like done. They got me hooked. Unsign me up for this. And then same thing with freaking ComEd. And then they got taken care of. But that was a whole day of like sweating. Yeah, see, so that feeling, dude. No, hell no.
No,
so,
with me, they got me when I was younger, like 19, like looking for a job. It was one of those things like get paid $20 an hour. So like I applied to it, and they send you stuff through the mail, and it's like I should have known. Like there was so many red flags. Like I think like
a pyramid scheme.
Like I think it's a pyramid scheme, exactly. It was like send us like 5 stamps, and eventually I ended up sending them like a check for $75. And then when eventually I got hired, they sent me like the paperwork. I'm like, okay, This is legitimately fake. And if I fill all this information out and give it to them, they literally are gonna steal my identity and all this stuff. And like I think the job itself was to like do the same thing they did to me. Like go to the go to like a newspaper, put up an ad, open up a PO box, and have other people like send me like their information or their money.
Shit, yes, people.
Like, it was like, so it's just one of those things. So like I think I might have lost $75 or $100 but like I still think about it like, I'm such an idiot. Like obviously back then like $20 an hour sounded like, oh my god, like this could change my life. But
yeah. Damn. Yeah, fuck scammers and stuff.
Fuck scam, yeah, dude. Like just yesterday, I got like 2 DocuSign emails. I'm like, these are like, and it was going to like my trash, my junk like email that I do like all the stupid stuff with, and I'm like, there's no way people are sending me DocuSigns in this email, and like I had to like look at who's sending them, and I'm like, there's no way I'm clicking on these, so I just like marked them as junk and
yeah.
Are you happy that at least most jobs that you deal with computers teach you, or like they make you take the training courses on how to prevent phishing scams? Because not that I'm stupid, but clearly, like my mom is always texting me like, "Hey, is this real?" And I'm like, "No, mom, stop! Don't do it."
Dude, they even do that with the mail. So when I used to be in the mortgage industry, there's something that happens after you close on the house. Because it's public information, so then there's companies that send you stuff in the mail saying like if you pay $90, we'll give you like original or certified copy of whatever. And then like all the time I would get people that would send me a picture like, hey, I just got this in the mail. Like, do I have to do this? Like, no, don't do that. Don't give them any money. Like your attorney has a copy of your survey or whatever it is, and your attorney is going to give this to you for free. Don't worry about it.
So I think the lesson here is that definitely me and Ramon would get caught up in the substance.
Yeah.
And Sylvia and Ramon would not.
Oh, I would go just for the potential kidnapping.
To the front door, huh?
Stop.
What did you say, Sylvia?
I would go just for the potential kidnapping.
Oh my god!
I would love to experience that.
Oh my god! No,
I would make it to the door and be like, "Hell no!" Ramon would actually go underneath.
Yeah,
he's braver than me. You're braver, so I just just that.
I'd probably take that stuff home, and then the second that I'm like holding, I'm like, I don't know, and then I'd get drunk, and then I do it. I'm like, oh, why not?
All right. Well, on our next episode, Ramon, you gotta tell us a story about how you got kind of scammed from Girls Gone Wild, but that's for another episode.
I plead the fifth. Plead the fifth.
Where are those NDAs you guys signed? Come on.
Very necessary right now. I think I was a teenager, but yes.
We'll talk about that
in the next episode.
Of things that we did when we were minors.
Can you believe they let you just freaking do that? Like, you just got to pick up a phone and just be like, I want it. And
dude,
the next thing you know, the next thing you know,
were fucking
dude,
crazy.
I was a kid. I said, I'll do it. I just picked up the phone. I said, I want it. They're like, you don't have to pay anything. I'm like, cool. And next thing you know, a big box that's ultimately worth $500 that I had to pay that I had no clue I had to pay. Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Awkward. Let's go.
Anyway, you have a game for us, Sylvia.
Yeah, on that note, I have a game for all of us. Okay, so because the substance had to do with kind of more science body stuff, what I did was I found a bunch of body facts of things that scientists have created, or scientists, research teams, and biotech companies have created to do to our bodies, and you guys are going to let me know if you think it's real or fake.
Ooh, I like this game.
So we'll go through a few of them. Hopefully there's no ties. I don't have a piece of paper to keep score, so we might just not keep score. Or
I can keep score.
Okay, I don't have a pen. I do have paper, but
I have my notes app.
I have. You know what?
I have my keep notes.
I'm not even attempting to look for anything. Do you guys see me too?
No,
I think we got it.
Like, what do we have? You're like, I'll let them figure it out.
Oh, did Squirtle get a new friend next to him?
Squirtle's always had Jacinta.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. First time I was like, I guess if you move
Jacinta?
your chair.
That's awesome.
That's the name she has on her thing. So
Oh.
it's
Jacinta, really? Okay. That's
really
crazy.
great to lay on. 10 out of 10, I do recommend.
I just had a temp worker come work for me. Her name was Jacinta. I wonder if that's her. No?
Yeah, I took her. Turned her into a toy.
Looks like her. Squishmallows.
All right, are we ready? Just yell out whether you think it's real or fake. So
is it going to be the first one to answer?
Yes.
No, right? We can all answer.
You guys all want to answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Freestyle.
Okay. It makes it easier. Okay. All right. So scientists have successfully regrew a patient's severed fingertips using regenerative powder derived from pig tissue.
I want to say true to that.
I say false.
No? False?
It's true. It's true.
I mean,
Carlos has one.
I heard of using a finger for a down there transplant, but that's a whole different story. Yeah, it's true though. It's true.
That's
Look
part
at
of the questions. Yeah.
We'll see if it's there. So apparently the extracellular matrix from a pig's bladder can be used to regrow human tissue, including fingertips.
Whoa.
Interesting.
So, yeah, okay. A biotech firm developed a wearable microchip implant that slowly releases stem cells, allowing the body to repair damaged tissue without needing surgery.
That's false.
I say false
to that. False to that.
I also say
Way
false.
too intricate. Yeah, I'm like, that's the whole
false.
delivery system of stem cells.
Okay. 2-1. 2-1.
Yeah. A chip
Yeah,
can't
Carlos
create
has
more
2-1.
stem cells. Yeah.
A
2-1-1.
medical team successfully connected a paralyzed man's brain to a computer, allowing him to type just by thinking.
Yes, false.
Yes.
True.
I say true.
Wait.
Yes, false.
I know. I was like, yes, false.
Say it again.
A medical team successfully connected a paralyzed man's brain to a computer, allowing him to type just by thinking.
Yes.
I say yes.
False.
That is
true.
Yeah.
That is true. It's true, yep.
True.
A man had an experimental bionic eye implant that allowed him to see infrared light, giving him night vision.
I say true.
False.
That's
I
true.
say false.
It's true.
Yeah.
Damn,
We're all tied.
We're all tied.
That kind of technology, the eyes and stuff, yeah. Like just a little computer in your eye.
A research team successfully slowed down a patient's metabolism to near hibernation levels, allowing for safer emergency surgeries.
True.
True. I want that to be true.
I say true.
True.
Yes.
Scientists have genetically modified human skin cells to be bioluminescent, making them glow faintly in the dark without external light sources.
False. Because you would see that shit all over TikTok. Hey guys. Lights off.
It's true.
What? It's true?
So
I
researchers
had
have
an answer,
successfully
but I won't take it.
So researchers have successfully induced bioluminescence in mammalian cells using genes from fireflies and glowing bacteria.
Yo, that's when you know it's a waste of freaking. For what purpose? Like, I get everything else that we've talked about so far.
Because it's cool.
I mean, we already have tattoos that are glow in the dark. Why can't you just get a tattoo? Right? But it's like, what?
Because it's your skin. It's cooler than tattoos.
Is this how aliens came to be? Like, that's why aliens started...
Yeah.
No, for real. Aliens started to future us
Honestly,
because at some point we were like, hey, we can be glow in the dark. And then you were like, you know, Simpsons episode.
And then you become bald, tall, gray.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Halfway there.
We'll have to get you some bioluminescence next.
There you
then,
go.
then we'll keep moving forward. An experimental pacemaker uses the body's own nerve signals to regulate heartbeats, eliminating the need for the traditional electrical impulses.
That's true. Isn't that a real?
I say true.
True? What are you going with, Ramon?
True. Isn't that how a pacemaker works?
No.
No.
I'll say true as well.
So it's false.
Oh, what?
They have not created that.
Damn, somewhat close to real science talk. Got me.
A controversial experiment in Russia successfully modified a newborn's genes to prevent pain receptors, but the child later developed severe cognitive side effects.
Oh,
damn!
I could.
Well, that's fucked up. One.
So
It's also
I'm
Russia.
gonna say true because I know CRISPR can do that.
I know. I'm gonna say true because it's a dark story. It sounds like a very dark story.
True.
So it's false. But yes, CRISPR has been used on embryos to, So
I think they used that in China in order to put some sort of gene in somebody that made them not be able to get, I think, HIV or AIDS.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's different though. But like the whole like no pain receptors, like would you not want to be able to feel pain?
Yeah.
Like I get it, but like then you don't know what things will hurt you, like fire. Like,
then you're just
yeah.
See, these are the kind of questions for me that I've been trying to like pay attention. Like you're telling something that's true, but you're slightly changing what it is.
I know.
That's what's making me
Which
nervous.
is why I said it was true, because like I could see it being a thing. The only thing that threw me off was the cognitive thing, because like
I threw that in there because it made it seem more realistic then.
Yeah. That was
anything with a pig.
Without it would have made it more realistic for me.
Just put me as true for anything with a pig related experiment.
Okay, so a woman volunteered for an experimental treatment that replaced her damaged skin cells with bioengineered frog DNA, giving her resistance to burns.
Smart.
I'm gonna say true.
I'm gonna say false.
Flame resistant false.
True.
It's false.
There's no flame resistant frogs.
Okay, so I'm down by one, right?
That's some Zelda shit. You've been playing way too much Zelda.
Let me.
I mean, nobody's gonna win if you say the same answer. So I'm trying to like just pull up ahead.
A biotech company developed artificial blood infused with magnetic nanoparticles, allowing doctors to control circulation speed during using external magnets.
Damn, that sounds cool.
One more time.
A biotech company developed artificial blood infused with magnetic nanoparticles, allowing doctors to control circulation speeds using external magnets.
Yes, but I don't see why.
I'm gonna say false.
True.
I'm gonna say false, but it's cool as hell if they have.
It is false.
I was trying to know why would they do that? Like, you don't need to speed it up quicker.
I mean, it would depend.
No, but to control it to like stop bleeding if they're doing like surgeries.
Yeah, but that's a lot. Like to freaking put like magnet or metal particles and control it with electromagnets just to stop your bleeding. Use a Band-Aid
during surgery so you don't bleed out.
Well, that's true, but
during surgery, Band-Aid.
Yeah, Band-Aid. Yeah, you saw this movie, The Substance. She just literally just went freaking sewed it up.
Yeah,
like,
just
come
went
on.
in.
It wasn't even bleeding. What the fuck?
Scientists engineered a synthetic blood substitute that can be universally transfused into any patient disregarding blood type without risk of rejection.
I'm gonna say false.
Bro, grunty guy.
True.
No, I didn't hear the question. One more time.
False.
Scientists engineered a synthetic blood substitute that can be universally transfused into any patient regardless of blood type without risk of rejection.
That's false.
I'm gonna say true.
I'm gonna say false.
False.
It's true.
Then why do we need humans anymore?
Was that a recent one?
To do?
Was that like a recently, like in the last 2 months that development?
I don't know. It says several artificial blood substitutes such as Hemopore and HBOC has been developed and tested for universal compatibility.
Oh damn. Okay.
So, all right.
Probably really expensive.
Can the vampires drink up from that?
True Blood.
Oh yeah. All right, I think that's it. What are the scores here?
557.
I don't know. I kept no track.
But in my defense, I listened to like science podcasts and stuff.
Get the hell out of here. In my defense, I was just trying to go the opposite.
And science is completely my thing, even though life sciences are least my thing.
No, you would be my one call in that one show where you gotta be a millionaire or whatever.
Oh.
For what category? Science?
Science? Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Science movies, animes.
Sports animes, sports animes.
Yeah. No, yeah, but I'm definitely more physics guy than life sciences.
Surprisingly, Carlos, that's my thing.
Science?
Life sciences.
Like DNA, DNA and all that.
Oh, cool.
I love it.
That's awesome. No. Did you guys ever watch Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Generally.
you are. I hope so. I hope so.
Oh,
Didn't you
man.
graduate top of your class somewhere?
No, I was close. No, you graduated higher than I did.
But yeah,
I know. I was 14.
yeah.
2 ahead of George.
Hey, this is major slacker senior year, but
Yeah.
put in the
I
work.
always-
3 years, you didn't have to do anything your last year.
No, the reason why I bring that, I always remember this. Like, they ask a kid, like, what's the name for like a wing horse? Like mythology, like wing horse,
Yeah.
and like he didn't get it. And it
No,
was, like,
Pegasus,
so,
stupid.
and it frustrated to this day. I'm still like, if I was that kid's parent, oh my god!
Wasn't there a question in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire about a
Pokemon?
Pokemon? It was Jigglypuff,
Yeah.
and the dude didn't know. Like, what the hell? Like,
he had to do like the 50-50 or whatever.
yeah, and I think he didn't get it right either way. I think it was Jigglypuff. Yeah, it's like, which one of these is a Pokemon? And it was like something, and then Jigglypuff, and then he's just like, I don't know. I mean, I get it how you wouldn't know, but like, that sucks.
All the stuff about books is always my weakness, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Well, like books, like authors, like things like that. Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to read.
And I was in a lot of like literature classes that I don't remember. I mean, I remember some, but I just not like that.
Yeah.
Fun fact, though, Scotland's national animal. Do you guys want to guess?
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Scotland's national anthem?
No, national animal.
Oh, that's like anthem.
I
That's
heard anthem
strange.
too. Well, what is it? What's the animal? A Squirtle?
No, no, guess.
A unicorn.
Oh, what?
That
Oh,
tracks a
that's
little.
cool. That's cool. That's a fun fact.
Yeah. I believe in unicorns. I mean, if you think about, whoa,
Nowadays?
hey, but no,
Nowadays?
not like right now in the past,
Yeah.
because like narwhals exist. Like, what the fuck? Explain a narwhal. Like, how did a narwhal become a narwhal? Like, it's ridiculous. And that's a tooth, isn't it? It's like a tusk, but it's like, I don't know. Anyways, but you have a freaking whale dolphin thing with a freaking giant ass like.
Mhm.
It's a
freaking,
mermaid, okay?
No, those are the manatees. Manatees.
Oh yeah, manatees are mermaids.
Yeah, they were the mermaids. Yeah. Yeah, they were though. That the explorers, Spaniard explorers, used to think that manatees were mermaids.
Yeah.
Because they were so large,
Losing
and, like,
their mind.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Too, yeah.
They're
Well,
so thick.
Anyways, so yeah, unicorns are real. Hey, whatever happened to that Paul Rudd movie about the dead unicorn they ran into?
Oh, it's coming up. I think it's coming up. Yeah, with Jenna Ortega, right?
Yeah. It's like they
Yeah.
literally like it's the whole premise is like they just freaking run into like a freaking
glittery,
roadkill unicorn, and they're like, what?
Have you seen that Russo's brothers movie that's coming on Netflix? Where I think it's like Netflix's most expensive movie ever. Where it's like giant, not monsters. I don't even know what they're made out of. They might be like mascots. I'll send you a trailer. But that movie has not come out yet.
I'm intrigued because it said giant and
Russo brothers.
The Russo brothers.
And a questionable
And
creature of
expensive.
some sort. Yeah, questionable creatures like mascots, like sport mascots, like a big old Benny the bull.
Well, join us soon for our review of Ro's review of Civil. No, what is it? You're gonna see this weekend, Ro?
Captain America.
Captain America.
Okay.
War.
Civil.
I was thinking Civil War from Captain America 3.
Yeah, Civil War. What's almost be the same vibe as that, or the same type of movie.
It's the second one, right?
Oh no, the Winter Soldier, not Civil War. Sorry.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
All right then.
But yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So
Well,
that is all.
you guys soon. Thank you, Sylvia, for the awesome questions. Really loved it.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm here for. That's why you pay me the big bucks.
That's why I made the big bucks.
Thank you for letting me win.
Of course, yeah, always. Yeah, but I always give him the answers.
Yeah.
He gets a couple wrong.
On purpose.
It's like just say you don't know.